What's up, YouTubers? This is Patrick Hall with Fstoppers.com, and today I am releasing a small excerpt from our full-length wedding tutorial, how to become a commercial wedding photographer. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about how to shoot a cake. If you shoot weddings, you have to shoot every little detail at a wedding, and one of the most important details is often the cake. People spend a lot of money on this, they go all out to make this beautiful cake, and you got to photograph it. So sit back, relax. I hope you enjoy this small little excerpt from a very, very long tutorial, and make sure you stay tuned to the very end where we offer you guys a special discount. One of the most important detail shots you're going to have to photograph at every wedding is the cake. And I like to photograph the cake during the reception when everyone is eating, and I've come up with a very simple 2-light setup that really makes this process quick and easy. Unless you've already been married, you probably don't always quite grasp the significance of a lot of the detail and the planning that's gone into a wedding. And what I've found is the cake is one of the most important details that they've picked out. I mean, a lot of times these cakes cost as much as the fee that I charge to shoot a wedding. So you really want to capture it in a really interesting way that's going to make the cake look the way they dreamed of it when they first hired the cake builder. And also, it's a great way for you to send images to the person who designed the cake, and they can refer more business back to you. So don't take any of these detail shots lightly. Always try to produce the best looking image. And in my case, I like to go for a very clean studio look. If there's enough room in the reception hall, I will usually shoot with the telephoto lens, usually a 70-200. And this allows me to remove any distracting elements, so all of your attention goes straight to the cake. I also like using telephoto because you can blur the background when shooting wide open. So if you're at 2.8, it's super useful, especially if there's distracting elements in the background. Also, if there's any interesting lighting behind the cake, you can really compress the background and add colorful specular highlights into your cake images, which is always really cool. So try shooting the cake from a couple different angles and see which one's going to be the most interesting. I often find that if I crouch down and shoot from a lower angle, it makes the cake look really impressive and pretty epic. In this example here, I'm showing you an image that one of my assistants took, and you can see how it changes from this shot to the shot that I take from a slightly lower angle, and the image just has a lot more weight to it. One thing to really be mindful of when you're composing your cake shot images is what's lying in the background. Simply changing the camera angle a little bit can make a huge difference, and you can change the background completely just by moving your camera a couple feet. The main lighting setup that I use is a speed light on camera bouncing straight up into the ceiling or off at an angle, and then I also use a second off-camera speed light inside a flash disc. And what this does, this setup allows my assistant to add soft directional light to the side of the cake, while my on-camera flash gives the overall scene a correct exposure. If you want to add even more drama to your lighting, you can easily turn the on-camera flash off and use only the remote speed light. At most weddings, I'll try to do a combination of both lighting schemes so that I have the choice when I get back to the editing process. Having an off-camera speed light inside the flash disc works really well for a lot of detail shots, and it's especially useful when shooting outside. A lot of the time you're not going to have a ceiling to bounce light off of at all, and the only option you have is a one light setup. Of course, if the cake is lit really well with natural light, you can also use that, but it's nice to have a lot of options so that if you get in a bind, you have a couple lighting tricks that you can pull out of your back pocket. A lot of these detail shots that we're going to talk about throughout this DVD, we really approach them like a product shot or even like you're lighting a person. And so when I talk about a light being on camera bouncing into the ceiling, you might think of that as your key light or maybe as a fill light, and then your off-camera light really becomes the kicker or rim light. So this just adds a lot of dimension to your photographs, and it's really going to help separate your images from the other photographers who are just going to direct flash or perhaps bounce a light into the ceiling. So obviously I can't tell you every setting that I use for each one of these images because you're going to find that really depends on the environment that you're shooting. But basically I start with the ambient light. I'm shooting at f2.8, and maybe you set your ISO to ISO 1000 and you get an exposure that's usually a little dark, but it has some ambient element to it. And then you're going to set your key light, which is your on-camera flash, to maybe a 4th power, and that's going to bounce into the ceiling and just add a little extra dimension to the photograph. It's really going to light the front of the cake. And then you're going to add the final light, which would be your kicker light, And since that's very directional, you're probably going to power that down significantly. But using ambient light, your key bounce light, and your off-camera light, you're going to be able to produce really dramatic photos that look unlike anything that people are taking at the wedding. And there's also a lot of times where the flash on your camera can just be set to TTL, and it's going to produce a really standard exposure, which when added with the off-camera kicker light really produces great results as well. So you can set things manually, or if you like doing the TTL thing with Pocket Wizards, you can do that as well. As professionals, I think it's really important that we remember that every image that we take has to really stand out from all of the other images that a couple's guests are going to be taking. And you better believe that everyone's going to take a picture of the cake. So I think it's really important to take different angles with different focal lengths, different lighting setups, and really mix it up so that you can produce the best image that's going to stand out from everybody else's shot. So that's how I like to shoot my cake shots. I really like to go towards the telephoto spectrum, but when you're getting started, you may want to shoot wide angle. You may want to try a bunch of different things to figure out what that one go-to shot is for you. Because at the end of the day, you want a shot that you know is going to work 95% of the time, that you can quickly reproduce at every wedding, and you can get in there, get out, knock the shot out. And by shooting a lot of different angles and different lighting setups, you can figure out what that shot is for you. I think too, as photographers, we always want to approach our weddings and do something unique and creative, and we get in this mindset of just trying something new, and I totally encourage everyone to do that. But I think it's important to remember that these shots that you've done day in and day out at every single wedding are still very new and unique to your clients. They've never seen an image like this. So find that go-to shot that really works well for you, and keep in the back of your mind that your clients haven't seen every wedding you've shot. For them, that one shot of the cake is going to be completely unique, and it's going to really stand out in their wedding album. So I hope that video was fun to watch and you guys got some insight on what it takes to shoot beautiful cake photos. Make sure you check out the full-length tutorial. This thing is over 14 hours, and we did everything we possibly could to make sure we cover everything on the business side of wedding photography, as well as the actual shooting side of photography. So make sure you head to fstoppers.com/store for more information on all of our tutorials, or head to the wedding link below where you guys can find a special discount on this entire tutorial.